Welcome back to the homestead. I am Ashley and this is Pine Haven Homestead. I am so glad that you're here. I live on 5 acres in North Idaho and we are in zone 4 in the snow belt. So we get lots of snow that sticks around for a really long time in the winter, and then we get really nice hot summers with hardly any rain, but thunderstorms come in and through. So I'm just thrilled to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. And let's go ahead and take a tour of the projects that we've been doing here on the homestead. Good morning. We are constantly making improvements here on the homestead. And yesterday I went and got myself 2 sugar maple trees. So we are getting those guys planted and put in the ground. And in about 10 to 15 years, we're going to be able to tap them for maple syrup, which is super fun. So let's go take a look and see what else we've got going on here. Okay, I cannot tell you how thrilled I am to have these in here. So these are Green Mountain Sugar Maples, zone 4. They can get, oh gosh, 40 feet tall or higher, and a 25 to 40 foot spread. Maybe they get to 50 foot tall. Let's go take a look. But I am just so thrilled about these. Let's see. 35 to 50 feet tall. So they are going to create shade out here for us, a visual barrier, and then in many years we'll be able to tap them and get maple syrup. So always making improvements here on the homestead. Watering the berries. We've got blackberries and raspberries over there. And you can see that they are, we got turkeys walking around, so that they are doing really well. I've already been able to get a couple of raspberries, so I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and go on into the garden. You can see I've got my garden gate up. I'm so excited. There's still a space, which means it's easy for me to pass through. But we're gonna get a center post to go in there to attach them to make this space look a little bit more intentional. My strawberries, and we're slowly wood chipping along the apple grove, the apple side. This pink blueberry got weed whacked, but is coming back and looks like he's doing pretty good. Rhubarb, and this is I eventually will be taking tags off. This is the Freedom apple once I get a good handle on which one is which. So here's the Freedom apple. It's doing really well. And black currants. Those guys are doing pretty good. And then this is the Honeycrisp apple, which I thought was not going to do this well because of the voles, but has been able to recover very well. Another black currant, and then my sad Liberty apple that I know I should probably take the apples off because I need it to focus on rerooting since it did get attacked by the voles. Still pretty loose, but I can't take them off. I might take off, there's 5 of them. I might take off 3 so I can at least try one of the apples, but still really working on this. And then Oregon grape. And then here is the future greenhouse location that I am slowly trying to kill off the grass, which seems to be sort of working. And then I got red currants. Oh, I was so excited. Thought I was gonna have to buy them from a different nursery, but then these came in. And so I was able to get the Red Lake currant. And so hopefully these are mature enough this year that we will get red currants next year and black currants. So this pot is indicating another apple tree spot when I pick out one for next year, and one more. So I've got 2 more apple tree spots here, and then more red currant. So I got 3 red currants. This was my orange pippin, let's see, what is it? Cox orange pippin apple. It was beautiful. It was tall and leafy and big. And I had it in its little nursery pot, and it kept falling over towards me, so it wasn't an issue. And so I just kept lifting it back up and not worrying about it. And then the wind came a different direction, and it fell back towards the goat area, and they demolished it. So I had to cut it back and give it a really good haircut, but it's pulling through, you guys. It has pushed out so much new leaf growth to recover from the goats demolishing it. So I'm just so thrilled. Another red lake currant, and then here's my Whitney crabapple. And I'm just so excited this year that there are going to be some crab apples that I get to try this year. So I planted a Whitney crabapple at our last property the year that we moved, and my little one, he drove around on his little battery operated gator and would stand on it, and he picked off all of the crab apples when they were not even ripe or ready to eat, and he just ate all of them. So I never even got any, and I probably wouldn't have gotten any anyways because we moved. But so now I've got a Whitney crabapple, which is supposed to be a really good pollinator for all of the apple trees that I am going to have. But each of the apple trees that I picked out already are already cross pollinators with each other, so it's just an extra thing. But the Whitney crabapple is really good for fresh eating, but also for cider making and preserving. So we've got that one. Black lace elderberry. That is, I need to come in here and weed this box out and clean it out. But eventually we're going to be able to get the box off and just kind of landscape around this. And then here's my horseradish, which is doing amazingly. I feel like I'm walking through Egypt with all these grasshoppers everywhere. But doing really good. Survived the winter in this pot, and I didn't do anything to insulate it. Just the snowpack did it itself. Gonna work on getting rid of all of this growth here. And I have space, I think, for at least 2, maybe 3 more grow boxes here. And then I have 1, 2, 3 spots for 3 more fruit trees. I'm hoping to get a couple nectarines and a plum maybe, or if they don't need to be cross-pollinated, then maybe I'll be able to get, a plum and a nectarine and something else. So I just gotta wait and see what we get next year. The onions are doing so much better than last year. Absolutely thrilled. So I've got Dakota Tears in these 2 rows, and then there's some Dakota Tears in here as well as a different kind of onion, which I can't remember what it is, but my starts got knocked over and they all got intermixed and lost their labels except for these ones. So I have no idea which is which. Here's all of the shallots in here and my 4 remaining garlic, which looks like we're getting close to harvesting time, since we've got 1, 2 dying leaves on the bottom. So we'll be able to harvest those here in just a little while. The shallots are doing good. I've got some leftover squash and pumpkin and potatoes that came up that I missed from last year, doing beautifully. And then over here we've got more strawberries, and look at this amaranth. Hold on, let's get this way. Is that not so beautiful with the sunflowers growing through it? And then I've got some Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate that is growing up over the gate. Rhubarb, I need to harvest these seeds so that I can have them for, I don't know what, zinnias, asparagus, my cherry tree, more sweet peas and onions, blueberries. I've got calendula and feverfew in here, and more sweet peas. My Royal Anne cherry tree, finally got that one planted. I didn't want to divide up my my comfrey yet, so it just has an onion chive in there. A mullein that I transplanted last year is doing well. Some thyme and comfrey and more zinnias. Another blueberry. This is a pink lemonade blueberry. I think it only has 3 berries on it this year. Oh, no, there's some more. Right there somewhere. So, but yeah, so we've got that and more calendula and feverfew and cosmos and zinnias. And then what's this one? This is a van cherry, doing very well. Another blueberry, some more comfrey, echinacea, calendula. And this is the, oh gosh, I can't remember. Oh, Utah Giant cherry here. Utah Giant is doing really well. Comfrey and chives in there. I need to come in here and I need to deadhead my salvia so that it can produce more. And look how beautiful. Got lemon balm and French sorrel in here. And then my mulberry tree, which maybe I'll put over there. Don't know. Peonies are doing well. I've got a squash in the compost, as everybody else does, I'm sure. Some more strawberries happening. And then these are my peppers. I've got jalapeno and shishito and cayenne and serrano. And a couple of parsley and a Roman chamomile. And we've got some cosmos and cherry tomatoes in here, which are starting to color. Some hail damage from a hailstorm that we had a couple weeks ago. Holy basil is in here. And then these were supposed to be purple beauty bells, but this does not look like a bell pepper, nor does it look purple. So it was in the seed bag was wrong. The seed packet was mislabeled. So I'm thinking that's probably a banana pepper. Then the potatoes. And then we've got our tomatoes, and my carrots are doing good. I had to really cut up the tomatoes here to get more sunlight for the carrots. Decent germination. So that's fun. Some basil is in there. Pumpkins and more tomatoes in here. We'll see. Hopefully these pumpkins actually do something. Volunteer, so I have no idea what kind it is. This lettuce, I'm gonna have to look back at my seed packets and find out which one it is, but this lettuce is so good and it's staying crisp even in the heat that we've had. More tomatoes and basil and some marigolds are in there. Broccoli, which went to flower and seed, but look, all the little side shoots. This is like the broccoli that never stops giving. And then we've got, I'm so excited, my Brussels sprouts. Oh my gosh, you guys, do you see those in there? Little Brussels sprouts are forming. It is like seriously the most exciting thing ever. Peas and tomatoes in here. Look at these. Okay, these are like indigo blue tomatoes. Look at how beautiful those are. Absolutely thrilled to give these a try. And then we've got Cherokee purple as well. And look at these delicious peas. More lettuce. And this is German chamomile. Then we've got squash and pumpkin in here. More amaranth, look at how pretty that is. And more squash, and then golden beets and cucamelon that I'm gonna be waiting forever to try one. But we're getting there. And then turnips are in here and cucumbers. And I saw some cucumber flowers forming there. And more cosmos and zucchini. I know it's for dinner. You got to get that before it gets too big. But yes, this is the best zucchini. All right. So I got almost all of my wood chips done for my goal, you know, with the exception of going along there. But our next focus is to go along this fence line first. And then if we have any wood chips left over from or pile over there, we're going, and after I get more cardboard, we're going to come along and just come right alongside the flower or the garden box beds right there. So that is the update here on the garden, and I got some other things to share with you as well. And then I have some other projects that we've been working on over here that I wanted to show you. So we had this weird grassy knoll by the side of our house, and it just needed something to be done with it. And we had, I got a bunch of those cedar fence boards for free that I made a bunch of my garden boxes out of. And so I used them to outline like a patio area. And then the previous owners here had a giant pile of really nice pea gravel, and it was just hanging up over by the pigs. And so we decided that we were just going to use that and make ourselves like a little gravel patio to be able to enjoy being outside and looking at our property. So I want to show you guys how it looks. Okay, so here it is. Isn't that look so great? So I want to show you, I have these water barrels that catch rainwater off of the roof, and so I put some pond plants in there, and we actually have goldfish in there also, and minnows, but they're hiding so you can't see them, but they're in there. And then we changed out the pavers underneath our smoker. Then I've got those really cute things to figure out what to do with. But this is it. Doesn't that look so great? And I'm planning to get some cardboard and soil to go along here. And I have a bunch of flowers that I'm going to plant along here. But I did get a flower bed put in over here. And I have peonies coming up. We've got lavender and hollyhock and chamomile, and I transplanted some foxgloves from another part of the farm. And then we've got some more amaranth and hollyhocks and some fennel and more foxglove, and then some penstemon that looks like I need to deadhead a little bit. And then I have this really cute little trellis here that I think I'm going to grow some clematis up. And then another rain barrel that has my hose on it. But here we go. Doesn't this look so cute? I just absolutely love it. So we've got a little seating area and another pot with some flowers. But we've got a little seating area here, which is just so lovely to be able to sit out and enjoy looking outside, being outside, looking out at the farm. And then we've got a table there as well. And then I also wanted to show you my hazelnut tree shrub bush that I've got right here. It is a Bailey's purple leaf hazelnut. Isn't that so cute? So it's going to get about 7 by 7, 8 by 8, and I'll probably limit up at the bottom just a little bit, but I'm so excited because look, it has hazelnuts. I'm so excited. So I have plans to get a couple more hazelnut trees for the property, and I'm not sure where I want them to go, but just imagine flowers along here. All of those peonies that I had in the barrels up there that I started last year. I'm going to transplant and get a bunch of them right over here in this rock area. We got to finish the rock up there just a little bit, and then get some cardboard and a load of soil and put it in, and it's gonna be lovely. But so now we've got nuts on the farm. We're gonna have a sugar source, and then we've got our fruits and our vegetables as well. So really just making this homestead sustainable and having all the things that we need. And then I remembered that I wanted to show you guys our meat birds, because we got another set of meat birds here, and they got graduated outside, and they are so cute. They are in our postpartum stall for the goats, since the goats are have not been moved up to the hay shed yet, but this is the workings of another enclosure for them. I have a couple more 4x4s that I need to paint, and then we'll get those set in, and then we'll get a bunch of T-posts and do the field fence or the welded wire fencing all the way around so that they have a large area. And then we will do another lean-to off of here. Gosh, it's hard to go backwards. We'll do another lean-to off of here to match this side here for the goats so that they will have that. But let's take a look at the baby chicks. Here they are. So we have heat lamps that we turn on at night, but maybe we don't need to do that so much anymore. But they have this whole area that they can go and wander around in. And our little bonus egg chicken is the only one that can fit through the welded wire. Well, at least that attempts to, but she makes it back in, so that's okay. But there they are. They've got food and water in there and all of this space to roam around. I think they're really, really happy about it. So hopefully the plan is, so once they get a little bit bigger, oh, you can't see, but the goats are back over there behind my lovely elderberry. So the goats are back there. So the plan was to hopefully put them back there where the goats are, and then they can kind of go through and clean up after the goats. So as you can tell, lots of projects, lots of things changing and happening on the homestead. The other plan is to get this barn painted black to match the fence, and then we're going to get the chicken coop painted black, and Ira's house is going to get painted black, and then we have another feed shed over there also that also needs to get painted black, and so then we'll have our white house and our black outbuildings, and but this siding here is just like falling apart when I was rollering on it. So I think we're going to have to rent a paint sprayer, and we're gonna have to spray these black, which is gonna be fun, but it's gonna look so nice and crisp and clean and tidy when we get that done. So I'm really, really excited about it. Anyways, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. And I just go ahead and hit subscribe so that you can see other videos as they get posted. And thanks for hanging out with me and on my homestead in Zone 4, North Idaho.